Good afternoon, everybody. This is Rosamond Day from the Red Rose Hillbillies, and I have the pleasure to introduce our first interview with Larry Wallace, who we met at Horse Bend Park at this open mic series, and I saw Larry recording, and he recorded us, and so I really would like to introduce you to him and have you get to know him. We've got about a 20-minute interview. So Larry, we talked about the music, your music, and you wanted to tell me about how you started.
Well, I started out with a ukulele at 6 years old, and my dad used to play for WFOM in Marietta. He played a steel guitar. We had different musical groups, sort of like here at Picking in the Park.
Yeah.
Just friends getting together and playing at each other's house. And so I got to go to all of those events.
That's wonderful. So you said you started playing music when you were 6 years old. Could you tell us more about that and the instruments that you play?
I only played one instrument then, that was a ukulele.
Okay.
And I didn't do too good a job on it, but the more instruments you learn how to play, the easier it gets.
Right. So you started at 6, and that was your father's ukulele, or whose ukulele was that?
Well, they bought it for me.
Oh, they bought it for you?
Yeah.
And why, did you show some kind of musical genius, or what was it about you that they decided to get you a ukulele?
Well, I think it just runs in the blood.
Oh, so can you say more about that?
Well, I got a lot from my dad. I still ride motorcycles because of him.
And how old are you now?
I'm 83 now.
All right. And what kind of motorcycles do you ride?
Well, right now I'm riding a Harley Sportster.
Wow. And
Well, I had a Suzuki V-Strom before,
uh-huh.
and that was dual sport.
Wow. Right. So can you tell us a little bit about your music involvement?
Okay, you move from one instrument to another, and so I picked up the guitar next, played it for a long time, and then picked up 5-string banjo and mandolin and bass, and then I got a keyboard. But it was the keyboard was the type that you do one finger chords, and it supplied the rhythm.
Very nice. So are you in a band, or were you in a band, or how did that work?
I've never been in a real band, just get-togethers, different musicians getting together and playing, and that's how I got interested in Picking in the Park here. Was back then it was just getting together, meeting people and playing with them.
Yeah, and what year are we talking about this, getting
Well, it's
together?
been 10 or 12 years back.
About 10 or 12 years ago? Yeah. And it's been at the Horse Bend Park?
Yeah, Horseshoe Bend Park.
Yeah, yeah. And so tell us more about yourself.
Okay, we moved from one instrument to another. I now play 5-string banjo, mandolin, bass, and keyboard and guitar.
That's awesome.
You learn one instrument, the rest of them comes pretty easy.
Right.
Of course, with music comes dancing,
Aha.
and so I go to Club 201 in Alpharetta. They used to have bands there all the time.
Now, is that in Georgia?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Alpharetta, Georgia.
Okay.
And with the different bands, they play different kinds of music. I like country music. Country western, be more Pacific.
Yeah.
And you learn different dances when you're with a good dance group. I do what is called a sweetheart schottish.
A sweetheart schottish? Is that a Scottish thing?
It's actually it's a cha-cha.
A cha-cha.
It's a round circle cha-cha.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
And I do one called the Laredo, which is a couple dance, and it's done around the line of dance, the outside aisle.
Wow.
And the cowboy cha-cha, which is around the circle.
Very cool. Can you show us any of those dance moves?
Well, yeah, cha-cha is just, around the circle is just a triple step. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Start out with the right foot and then the left foot. Then you do a back step, cha-cha-cha, and then you go forward. And there's certain steps that you go through to do that.
Right. Right.
And when you see 150 people doing the same move around the room, it's awesome.
Oh, I bet. And so people are still doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, very good. And do you do that once a week, or how often do you do
Well, I
it?
used to do it every Saturday night,
Ah,
but they quit bringing bands, and I don't prefer going to a DJ,
Oh, right.
especially an hour each way.
oh, an hour each way, and you don't want to do a DJ.
No.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Nothing like a live band.
That's right. Yeah. So, who are your favorite bands in the area?
I like Southpaw the best. The leader is left-handed. That's how they come to Southpaw. And another noteworthy band is NDU. And they all play around Alpharetta.
Very nice. So, and you're recording them as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've got a bunch of different bands, Last Call Band, and just a bunch of different ones they bring in down there.
at the same club, or?
Yeah, club. We call it Club 201 because it's 201 Wills Road in Alpharetta.
Okay, I've never been there. How far away is that from Horsenet Park?
It's a good hour and a half, 2 hours.
Wow. And is that going east?
South.
Oh, going south. Okay.
You know where Alpharetta is?
No.
Okay, you go down to Canton and you take 140 east, and it'll take you right through Crabapple, and you turn on Rucker Road to the left, and it'll take you right down to the Legion.
Oh, it's the Legion. Okay.
Yeah, it's the American Legion
Yeah.
Alpharetta.
Okay, so that leads into a little bit of your military background and your travel, extensive traveling all over the world.
Been around the world twice. First tour was 18 months in Okinawa, called an APA going over. Stopped by Tokyo, Japan, and then went to Okinawa, and from Okinawa made field trips. It was in an artillery outfit, 155 howitzers.
What was that again? 155
155 howitzers.
howitzers?
Howitzers.
Oh.
H.
Oh, okay. Howitzers. Yeah. Okay.
And from there we went on field trips to Japan. I went to 2 field trips in Japan. One to
And what years are we talking about now?
58 to 62.
Okay. Okay.
Went to Korea and all over Ryukyu's Islands. I was over there in Okinawa when they had that tsunami
Wow.
came through, and that island is 14 miles long, 1 mile wide, and 14 miles on the width. It's the widest place.
So there was a lot of loss with that, I would imagine.
Well, we had to take water supply to the villagers on the north end of the island.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And what else happened?
Well, the second tour I made was extended 6 months for a Mediterranean cruise.
Now, is this with the Navy at this point, or?
No, in the Marines.
Oh, the Marines. Okay.
Of course, they have to ride on Navy ships.
Right.
But we went to islands like Corsica and Crete. Went to Naples, Italy.
Wow.
Barcelona, Spain.
Uh-huh.
Went to Greece. That was well worth extending 6 months for.
Absolutely. Wow. So who was president at the time? Do you remember?
No, I don't recall, but it's
Would have been
1960.
Eisenhower?
1960 was after Eisenhower.
Oh, so it would have been Kennedy? No. Eisenhower. Oh my God.
That was before Kennedy.
Then that would have been Eisenhower, wouldn't it?
I think it was Eisenhower.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because Nixon was a vice president to Eisenhower, and he ran against Kennedy and obviously lost. Yeah. So anything else you'd like to share with us? It's wonderful meeting you, and I think you're just so interesting person.
Well, I became interested in recording music because of my love for dancing. I learned a lot of different dances at the Legion, and I began filming them and made a lot of friends with the bands because of it.
Yes.
Because they enjoyed watching themselves on TV and on computer.
Right.
And
you're pretty astute when it comes to recording equipment and like you record on a cell phone as well.
yeah, I record on cell phone, and I have Move Abby, MOVABI, which is a film coordinator. You can take different films and put them together, and you can chop them where you want to, and,
Yeah.
And then add video later.
Right.
If you want to.
So why don't you tell the viewers your channel, the name of your channel, and maybe you'll get a few more people signed up for you.
Well, the channel is Mr. Horseshoe Bend. MRHORSESHOEBEND. And you'll find motorcycle rides, because I still ride motorcycles at 83. I still play music at 83. Never could sing, so don't bother. But there's all kind of different videos. Most of them are from Club 201. I did some at Brimstone Restaurant in Alpharetta.
Nice.
Some of the old bands, since they quit bringing bands to the Legion, play there now.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and we only got a very tidbit of your story, and maybe at some point, if there's more that you'd like to talk about, I'd love to interview you again.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.